of the events, and partially the credit policy pieces of the last year, seem to have come like a bit of a blow after 1 year. You know, they seem to have consolidated the impact, perhaps 4 quarters down, and it's catching up big time.
True, yeah.
I mean, rates are going up, and there's more concern ahead. You're convinced that we're looking at another % or 50 basis?
I think 50 basis points is what we're looking at. Yes, and which is again, therefore, has an impact on with the equity markets.
So the consumption story is partially threatened in the short term.
I think the investment story for corporate India and with high interest rates gets impacted. I think to an extent, yeah, consumption too. I think, you know, maybe real estate, maybe white goods, maybe auto. I think it'll have a knock-on effect on all that. I think the real estate market is already seeing it.
Yeah.
We're already seeing the impact of high interest rates on performance.
But we also know that auto has been the star of the bull run that we've seen.
Historically, it has. So let's hope the interest rates don't go up as that much to impact that, because that clearly is part of the growth.
Are you disappointed with the way the government is managing the fisc, and especially the failure of monetary policy to deal with inflation?
No, I think the inflation in this country cannot be controlled only with the monetary policy. I think there's more to it than just working with interest rates. Am I disappointed? Obviously, I'd like to see it curtailed. Not because you see it day to day, and you see the impact both on industry.
But is the government doing enough? I mean, because besides just sort of twisting RBI to say, okay, another policy, another rate hike.
I think the government's got enough on its plate right now. I think dealing with everything it has. So, and I'm sure government is fully aware that it's going to require something on the fiscal side as well as on the monetary side. And yeah, I think we will see the changes. We will see it, even if it's, and I think we are already. I think take subsidies for example. You're seeing gasoline, you're seeing, I think
prices
over time
go up.
Prices are going up.
Yeah.
Fertilizers is going. I think food. I think government does realize it. And I think to implement change is not an immediate.
But have you been curious about where's the revenue going to come from? I mean, disinvestment, fall on public office, everything is postponed from Jan onwards, getting pushed back further.
So it has been postponed. SAIL, ONGC, IOC. I don't think it's been postponed forever. I think so. I think that will happen. It's a matter of time, and I think at a point we'll take a call saying, let's just get it done. I'm sure we meaning the government, in the sense that if we were expecting to get X price and it's 0.8X, so be it. I think the government will probably take that call. So if it doesn't happen, I think sale has been postponed to July now.
Yeah.
Now, July might slip to post-summer, European summer. But I think it will happen in this fiscal year. And yeah, I think the other part of revenue, obviously, corporate India needs to crank up and perform, and tax revenue to again pick up from that angle. But I think
but that's going to take a while because the cycle has slowed for investment.
So I think from a government perspective, I think getting the disinvestment correct is critical.
We're talking about the government, and I'm very curious because there is this constant debate, and we're seeing this whole drama, sort of around us. It's the corruption conundrum. You've got scams that have now been going on for a year. There's a new scam every morning. What is it?
Your channel seems to be.
Well, we are reporting it. The media's job is to put it out, isn't it? But the point is, at the same time, to understand what is the change in sentiment of the rest of the world. You pick up the phone every morning and speak to so many people in Asia and overseas.
I think, the sheer fact that, like you said, the media talks about it and reports. I think the overseas investor, obviously, it's good and bad. The bad is the immediate reaction. Oh God, another event or something which can impact the markets, take the eye off the ball for the government or for somebody or for corporate India. The good is actually, I think, in the long run, people have an opportunity to do business in this country, which is not connected to a connection or a scam and I think there's a positive out of it. Yeah. But I think the investor overseas right now, unfortunately, is probably the short-term impact is what he's seeing a lot more.
Because surely the amount of corruption that has finally been, unearthed or surfacing today,
alleged.
Alleged. Okay, let's be fair. Alleged.
Yeah.
Is making global headlines now. I mean, India's black money story is not hidden for anyone.
I think if it's a black money story or if it's any story, I think at the end of the day, having a media which is open will make global headlines. I mean, I think any news out of this country or any country actually, if it's an open press, does make, maybe Libya, maybe.
True. But how long do you think people from the outside, investors or just, for that matter, foreign direct investment kind of companies, would look at a country and say, while it's great it's all coming out, that's the silver lining from a transparency point of view, but there has to be something fundamentally wrong?
No, I mean, I'll flip it back to you and ask you, look at, again, I have 15 years of experience in this country. Investors have come in and invested in good, just corporate India, bottoms up, regardless of what happened at the government level, over the last decade. Disinvestment was a story of 03, 04. It didn't happen before that. But you always had, without naming companies specifically, you always had investment. And I don't think that changes. I don't think that the investor coming to this country will get detracted by the fact that there are good companies in India which provides an opportunity to invest in. So I don't think that changes, regardless of the news in the papers on a daily. It might detract short term because it has, it distracts people and the performance of the markets get impacted. But that doesn't take away from the real growth, the real corporate India story, which people will look at.